the less intelligent and neophytes to adjust to the idea of the Lord's having form. But factually, the Lord has no material form. The conception of the Lord, known as the Vishwarupa or the Virat Rupa, is particularly not mentioned along with the various incarnations of the Lord, because all the incarnations of the Lord mentioned above are transcendental and there is not a tinge of materialism in their bodies. There is no difference between the body and self as there is in the conditioned soul. The Virat Rupa is conceived for those who are just neophyte worshippers. For them, the material Virat Rupa is presented, and it will be explained in the second canto. In the Virat Rupa, the material manifestations of different planets have been conceived as his legs, hands, etc. Actually, all such descriptions are for the neophytes. The neophytes cannot conceive of anything beyond matter. The material conception of the Lord is not counted in the list of his factual forms. As Paramatma or Supersoul, the Lord is within each and every material form, even within the atoms, but the outward material form is but an imagination, both for the Lord and for the living being. The present forms of the conditioned souls are also not factual. The conclusion is that the material conception of the body of the Lord as Virat is imaginary. Both the Lord and the living beings are living spirits and have original spiritual bodies. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Shishravanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priya Vancha Kalparubhyascha Kripasindhubhya Atitam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. गिर गई बाथरूम में लड़ाई किया होगा हाँ? क्या हरे कृष्णा सुनाई पड़ रहा है पीछे हाँ सुनाई पड़ रहा है आई थिंक वे टू हो गया एज हो गया एक साल में खत्म हो गया हाँ Hare Krishna. Anybody remembers definition of Bhagavan? Bha, Ga and Va. Who can tell without seeing, looking into the book? क्या हो बोलो भगवान भा मीन्स
good qualities means devotees. Bhak is who dwells in his devotee and the devotee dwells in his heart.
Yeah. बोलो
means restorer and maintainer. The means giver of Deva, one who sends us to Vaikuntha and
उधर लिखा है क्या
giver of good qualities in his devotees. Va means we dwell in him and he dwells in us.
one who dwells in all of us and then he dwells we dwell in him, right? Bhagavan. So there is one verse in Bhagavatam 10th canto 2nd chapter, Sattvam nachatet idam nijam. Krishna's body, like Prabhupada writes, he is completely Shuddha Sattva. Idam nijam bhavet. One who understands this is called Vijnana. Right? What is Vijnana? Vijnana means to understand that Krishna's body is completely transcendental. That is called Vijnana. When you understand this one sentence, then all our ajnana will be destroyed. That is why the demigods are praying that, my dear Lord, if you have not come into this material world, everybody would think that you are formless, or everybody develops a form, a idea according to his own imagination. Because you have come here, people are seeing you will come here, people will see your real form. Otherwise, people will misunderstand. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in this regard that those who understand this, they will get love of Krishna. Right? This is a very great science, because our body is made of there are 5 major elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, and then pus, urine, and all that, medha, fat, semen, and all that. This body is made of these 7 elements, seven covered, like that. But Krishna's body is not made of these 7 elements or 5 elements or whatever. Krishna's body is made of Satchidananda Vigraha, and then he is always transcendental, whichever form he takes. Right? Whichever form he takes, that body is transcendental. In 10th canto Bhagavatam, there is a very nice description how on the bank of river Saraswati, there is a discussion who is the supreme among Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwar. And there is lot of talk is going on to and fro, and they personally wanted to test who is the supreme personality of Godhead. In this regard, Vishwanath Chakravarti says that in this chapter, Bhrugumuni tested who is in a mode of goodness, who is in passion, and who is in ignorance. And it was proven that Lord Vishnu is in Vishuddha Sattva, not only in goodness, he is in Vishuddha Sattva. And the story of Brahmana's sons being stolen illustrates that Krishna is above Vishnu. Right? Krishna is above Vishnu. In order to test who is the supreme, Bhrigu Muni was designated. Right? Bhrigu Muni was designated. So Bhrigu Muni, क्या हुआ? कम इतना ही है. क्या हुआ? काम नहीं कर रहा था ना वो? हाँ?
स्पीकर को यहाँ रखो, यहाँ से वायर है तो लंबा,
थोड़ा आगे शेयर के साथ नहीं
वो वायर छोटा है, मुझे सबसे बढ़िया होने वाली साथ,
स्पीकर नीचे
ओके,
नया लेना पड़ेगा. थोड़ा रिसर्च करो किसको लेना है. आहूजा के लेना है. हरे कृष्ण. गॉट चीटेड. हम दोनों में गए, साधु गॉट चीटेड. अच्छा. So Bhrigu Muni, he is a very great sage, Brahma's direct son. After Brahma, he performed great tapasya. Brahma performed the greatest tapasya. Then after that, Bhrigu Muni comes in the list. Right? So this a person, then that is why Hiranyakashipu performed more severe austerities than Bhrigu Muni, because he worshipped Brahma. Then he wanted that nobody should be able to curse. Somebody who is above has more tapasya, such a person can curse a person who is having lesser tapasya. So Hiranyakashipu wanted to avoid being cursed by any sage. That is why he has done more severe austerities than Bhrigu Muni. So he comes the second on the list, Brahmaji. Once, I was having some fight with one devotee. His mentor was one proper disciple. I don't want to tell his name. We are having a fight, and then he cursed, that Ram Rupa should fall down. I told him, hey, I attended more Mangalartis than you. Your curse doesn't work on me. Yeah. Later on in 2004, I went 2004, 2005, I went to New York. From New York, I went to New Vrindavan. There, I was staying in this thing, ashram, and then one person with a very long hair and big mustache. You know, hey Ramrup, do you recognize me? I was looking at it. किधर देखा है आपको? I am that. अब मेरे को कर्ज किया, वो उसका मुस्टाच आ गया. हाँ? Funny, you know. Later on, when Chitraket Maharaj, reading, अरे ऐसा चित्रकेतु महाराज के पास टाइम पढ़ने के बाद मेरे को बहुत शर्म लगा था. कैसा है ना, चित्रकेतु महाराज, he was cursed by Parvati Devi. Then he immediately got down from the chariot and then offered obeisances to Parvati Devi. He said, I accept your curse. Prabhupada said, if he wanted, because he is a great Vaishnava and had darshan of Lord Shankarshana, he could have cursed back Mother Parvati. But he didn't. That is the hallmark of a Vaishnava, Prabhupada writes. Anyway, I am not so much a Vaishnava. I always remember, it's very hilarious, you know. Anyway, so Bhrugumuni, he went to Brahmaji's place, his father. So it is a custom that as soon as you see your father, you know, one should, or a mother, one should offer respectful obeisances like Dandavat Pranam. Right? Once Prabhupada told Brahmanand Prabhu, whenever you see your mother, you offer obeisances to her. Like that. So one day he went to his house. His mother opened the door. He rang the bell. His mother opened the door. Then his mother was looking, who rang the bell, who rang the bell. When she looked down, he saw Brahmanand Prabhu offering full obeisances to his mother. He said, kya hai? Prabhupada is very funny, you know. So his mother, on the day of initiation, Brahmananda Prabhu, Gargamuni Prabhu, then his mother also came and attended that program. Prabhupada told him, you must give some donation. You know. Then she said, I already gave 2 of my sons as donation. You still want more donation? Prabhupada said, yeah, you're correct. Anyway, so Bhrugumuni did not offer obeisance to Brahmaji. In ISKCON also we see some devotees. If you don't offer obeisances to the devotee or anything, they become upset. Arey, Ramrup did not offer obeisances. So and so did not offer obeisances. He didn't say Hare Krishna. You know, they have a lot of issue, you know, where for people not offering obeisances. So Brahmaji became very, very angry that his son, after seeing me, did not offer me obeisances. He became very angry, and then he controlled his anger, you know, with the help of his mind. Then he immediately, so Bhrugumuni concluded that he is not in mode of goodness, because he became very angry when I did not offer him obeisances. He concluded. Later on, he went to Kailash. Kailash, Lord Shiva came forward because Bhrugumuni was his brother. He came for, oh my dear brother, how are you? Like that, came to hug him, embrace him. Then Bhrugumuni, he insulted him, saying that you are a heretic, living in the samshan, always dirty, don't touch me. Like that. Then Lord Shiva became very, very angry. He took his trishul and wanted to kill him. So, Vishwanath Chakravarti says, he came under the influence of ignorance. But Mother Parvati, she is in mode of goodness, and then she controlled Lord Shiva, and then she stopped him from killing his brother Bhrugumuni. Right? First offense, lesser offense, mental. And then second offense, Vachaka, he spoke harsh words to Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Shiva, Bhrugumuni goes to Vaikuntha. There, Lord Vishnu is sleeping on the lap of Mother Lakshmi in the Ekant Bhavan, Ekant. He immediately went and kicked him on his chest with his foot. Bhrugumuni. Immediately. What did Vishnu do? हमारे पास आप लोग, मैं आके आपको मारेगा, आप लोग बेडरूम में बैठा है, क्या करेगा? 2-4 थप्पड़ मारेंगे ना? हाँ? क्यों सुशील? थप्पड़ मारेगा कि नहीं? वो बोलेगी क्या कैसा मर्द है तुम? हाँ? है ना? गुस्सा आता है. लेकिन लॉर्ड विष्णु did not become angry. He didn't become angry. Right? He immediately caught hold of his foot. Right? He immediately caught hold of his foot. Said, my dear says, please forgive me that I did not. क्या देख रहे? I did not come forward to receive you at the gate. Please forgive me that my heart is hard like stone. Your lotus feet are soft like lotus petals. Your feet must have been gotten hurt. Right? So that is Lord Vishnu. Then immediately he concluded that Lord Vishnu, Vishwanath Chakravarti analyzes this pastime very beautifully. He says that so Vishwanath Chakravarti says, Bhrugumuni went inside the Ekanta Bhavan when Vishnu is sleeping on the lap of Mother Lakshmi. So at that time, Bhrugumuni might have seen the angas of Lakshmi Devi. Right? Could have seen. So nonetheless, she did not have even a trace of anger against the sage. This is a function of the mode of goodness. Right? She didn't become angry. Because Lakshmi understood the mentality of her beloved consort, she did not feel angry within herself, even when she saw Vishnu being insulted. That's the sign of mode of Vishuddha Sattva. Right? Like that. The phrase Satam Gati indicates that even the associates of Vishnu also reside in Vaikuntha, have the same nature. I will not accept this seat from your seat since you failed to honor me by standing up, by coming forward to greet me. In response to such an anticipated statement from the sage Bhrigu, Vishnu says, I have committed an offense to you. Your mercy is my only shelter. So kindly forgive us for not noticing your arrival. Right? Then Lord Vishnu is saying that Lakshmi is Chanchala. Lakshmi is Chanchala. And because you have touched my chest with your foot, it became sanctified. And now I am very, very sure that Lakshmi will not leave me and go away. Right? So this is the indication that Lord Vishnu is in the mode of mode of bolo Santosh? Lord Vishnu is in bolo? No. You are not hearing the class properly. Lord is in mode of Vishuddha Sattva, transcendental goodness. Prabhupada also analyzed this pastime very nicely, that Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, they became very disturbed by the insult. But Lord Vishnu not only did not take any offense, but he was actually sorry. That he is thinking that he offended Bhrigu Muni. That is the indication of Lord Vishnu is in being a mode of Vishuddha Sattva. So it is very, very interesting pastime. We have to learn. Conclusion is because there is so much confusion, there is so much, so many literatures. Then in each and every Purana, a particular demigod is praised that he is the supreme. Right? So how do we answer that? Alkaji, boliye. In 18 Puranas, different aspects are discussed. How do we address that? Who will tell? Huh? Yeah. See, there are 18 Puranas and then 6 Puranas each for people in mode of ignorance, 6 Puranas for people in mode of passion, 6 Puranas for people in mode of goodness. And Bhagavatam is above all, right? Amal Puran, transcendental, spotless Purana. Now you understand, Alkaj? Huh? So, we cannot actually categorize all the people in the same basket, same class, because even Jesus Christ said, I have got so many things to tell you, but you cannot understand. So you cannot actually go and tell these Christians that Jesus is not God, Krishna is God. You must give up Jesus and worship Krishna. They will not understand. Right? They will not understand. And they are all fishermen, you know. To whom he was preaching? He was preaching to a bunch of fishermen. So what he can teach to fishermen? What they will understand? So Prabhupada says, Islam, you know, they say don't have sex with mother, don't have sex with sister, don't have sex with daughter, like that. Why? Because they are so degraded. You know, this Cleopatra, she is married to her own brother. So they sometimes, you know, in Islam, they get married, you know, brothers and sisters, they get married, like cousin brother. You know, in India, like चाची का लड़की को हम शादी नहीं कर सकते हैं, because same blood is there, same gotra, but they get married. So all these things, they are actually abominable people. So Prophet Muhammad had to come and tell, some religion should be there. So he taught them, some religion, at least, you know, some follow this, like that. But when it came to Arjuna, right, all of you know, Arjuna, when he went to Swargaloka, you know, Indra made him sit on his Singhasan, Ardha Simhasan, of a, you know, it is a very great honor, you know, he bestowed him. Then Urvasi entered the Sabha. When Naranarayan Rishi, they were doing tapasya, Indra was sending apsaras, right, to attract Narayan Rishi. Then Narayan Rishi smiled and said, what nonsense, you know. Yeah. Then he, from his thigh, Uru, he created another apsara, who is more beautiful than all these apsaras. You know, that is why her name became Urvasi. And then she is extraordinarily beautiful. Then such an extraordinarily beautiful woman, she became attracted to Pururava, who is a Arjuna's Vamshaj, ancestor. So you can just imagine how handsome he must be. Right? Then it is a love story. Some other time I can tell love story of Urvasi and Pururava. Then what happened? Then she gave birth to some sons, and then she went back to Swarga and all that. So Pururava, you know what is the speciality of Pururava, Shivangi? No, that is Maharajayati. What is the speciality, you know, of Pururava? He is the father of Yajna. Because at the end of, because Urvasi went back to Gandharva-loka, and then he wanted to get her back. Then the Gandharvas advised, you perform Yajna for her to get her back. So this happened in the end of Satyuga and beginning of Treta Yuga. So he is the first person to perform, you know, this Yajna. You know, this Yajna. So that is why they say he is the father of Yajna. Anyway, so Arjuna was looking at her, staring. It is natural, right? If any beautiful woman comes, we all stare at. Prabhupada, one disciple was telling Prabhupada, Prabhupada, as soon as any beautiful girl comes, just like iron is attracted to magnet, you know, My head turned towards that girl. What to do? Prabhupada said, be careful, you rascal, you will become a blind man in your next life. So Arjuna was looking at her. Indra saw this. Right? Indra saw this. Indra understood that Arjuna is checking, usko bolte hain checking out. Arjuna is checking out Urvasi, maybe he is interested. That's why he told Urvasi, go and satisfy him. Right? वो तो अर्जुना निकला ISKCON डिवोटी. राइट, ISKCON डिवोटी. बोलते उर्वशी गई, बोलते माता जी, अरे मेरे को माता माता जी, some young girls, some devotees they call माता जी. Don't call me माता जी. Right? माता जी क्या है माता जी? Then why did you look at me? I thought you are interested in me. When I entered, you are looking at me. So I thought you are interested. Indra also thought like that. That's why he sent me. What is it? I am interested in you. Why are you rejecting me? Why are you calling me Mataji? In Swargaloka, all these, relations don't exist. Only enjoyment. Right? He is very happy. जाना चाहते हो? हाँ? It's so boring actually. All the time tattai. नाच डांस करता रहता. वो देखने का. So boring, 10 मिनट 15 मिनट देखेगा, फिर बाद में क्या. फिर वो भी एक बार एक शास्त्रीय संगीत का कचेरी लगाया था. फिर वो आंखें बंद करके आलाप स्टार्ट किया. फिर आंखें खोला तो एक आदमी, सिर्फ एक आदमी, सब लोग बहुत खुश हो गया. असली संगीत प्रेमी हो. नहीं साहब, माइक वाला हूँ. माइक वाला. डोंट गो. बोर हो जाओगे. So Prabhupada praises that just imagine Arjuna, how self-controlled he is, that he is rejecting the most beautiful woman in the world. So when Krishna is teaching Bhagavad Gita to such a person, what level he would teach? Right? What level he would teach? That is why he said, what did he say in 7th chapter, 2nd verse? Bolo? 7th chapter, 2nd verse. Jnanam teham savijnanam idam vakshami aseshatah. Yajnatva neha bhuyo anyat jnatavyam avasishyate. I am going to tell you both jnana and vijnana, after knowing which nothing shall remain to be known. That is Bhagavad Gita. If you read Bhagavad Gita, nothing shall, you don't have to do, everything you know. Right? Then 9th chapter, 1st verse. Idam tute vihetamam pravakshami anasuyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam yajnatva mokshasya asubha. After knowing which, you will know both jnana and vijnana. After knowing which, You will become free from birth, death, old Ashubhat. Prabhupada says Ashubhat means birth, death, old age and disease. Right? So, according to level of one's consciousness, according to one's level of understanding, different scriptures are there. So when somebody who studies scriptures in mode of ignorance, they will go to hell. Somebody who studies scriptures, those which are in mode of passion, they will take birth on this planet as a human beings. So, somebody who is studying scriptures in Sattva Guna, they will go to Vaikuntha. Those who study Bhagavatam, they will go to Golok Vrindavan. Right? Golok Vrindavan. So, but to come to this stage, Prabhupada's mercy should be there. Otherwise, unless one reads Prabhupada books, they are very confused, right? Otherwise, there is one devotee. How many of you remember the story of Gantakarna? Sangrit, you know Gantakarna story? Anybody? How many of you know Gantakarna? Huh? सुशील यू हाँ याद नहीं है अरे सुना था ना देर इज वन गाय गट्टा करना एक्चुअली हिज नेम इज समथिंग एल्स ही इज ए वेरी वेरी ग्रेट 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 डिवोटी ऑफ लॉर्ड शिवा ardent follower of Lord Shiva. He hung bells on his ears because somebody like Narad Muni would come and say Narayana, Narayana, because he has to hear the holy name of the Lord Krishna. He doesn't want to hear the holy name of the Lord. That is why if he would see any Vaishnava, he would shake his head and then ganti bajegi. So if the devotees say, even they say Hare Krishna, he cannot hear. That's why he became known as Gantakarna. Right? Gantakarna. So one day he worshipped Lord Shiva for a long time. He is fed up. Then he requested Lord Shiva that, my dear Lord, I want to get liberated. I want mukti. Then Lord Shiva smiled. तो फिर घंटे निकलना पड़ेगा. तो क्यों? क्योंकि you have to hear the holy name of Krishna. निकालो पहला घंटी निकालो, मैं बताऊंगा. Then Lord Shiva taught him to chant Hare Krishna. Then he told him in Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna will come to Badrinath. That time when he comes, catch hold of his lotus feet and then don't leave his lotus feet till the time he gives you promise that he will deliver you. And then when Lord Krishna came, then Gantakarna, that there he was doing bhajan, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then Lord Shiva described how does he look like, with wearing very beautiful crown and then peacock feather on his crown, and then his eyes are like blooming lotus petals, and then he's Neelamegasham, bluish black. Then he is wearing Pitambar Vastra. Right? As soon as you see him, you will become attracted. All that form, complete beautiful form, he explained. Then immediately, when Gantakarna saw, जोर से पकड़ा, अरे छोड़ो छोड़ो कौन है? अरे Gantakarna, ठीक है. Not only that, छोड़ो छोड़ो, बोलते नहीं, क्या है? मेरा भाई को भी छोड़. ठीक है. So Lord Krishna was merciful. So that was the story of Gantakarna. So if somebody wants liberation, if somebody wants to go back to Godhead, they have to worship Krishna. So they come gradually. Some people, they come gradually over the long, many lifetimes. Right? Many lifetimes. We are here, because one who performs pious activities in crores of lifetimes, one gets to worship Vasudeva. After worshipping Vasudeva for 1000 lifetimes, we get to worship Krishna. We get to hear Krishna's childhood pastimes. We get to the opportunity to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Right? So we should not lose this opportunity for attaining love of God in this life itself. It's a very great opportunity. So that is why we have to understand the supremacy of Lord Krishna, then understand. So in this story, there is one Brahmana. I will tell, I think today there is no restriction, right? Time can. It will be, I will tell one very interesting pastime, one of my favorite pastimes. So there is one Brahmana. When at that time Krishna was there, Arjuna was there in Dwarka. So in this regard, Vishwanath Chakravarti says, this pastime has happened after Kurukshetra war was over. Or before the war, anyway. So Arjuna was there, and at that time one Brahmana came. He said, in up to Dwapar Yuga, if a son dies in front of the father, it is a mistake of the king. Right? The pastime of Lord Ramchandra? Anybody knows? Lord Ramchandra's pastime? कुछ नहीं जानते हैं तुम? Once, Dharmaganta बजी थी. So क्या हुआ? So Ramchandra, he would attend. So one Brahmana came. He said, you are a sinful king. He said, what happened? Because my son died in front of me. Now it is a common thing, sons dying in front of the father. It is said that a man dies, he may die twice. Once when his son dies, and another time actually he dies. So especially when a young son dies, father cannot actually tolerate like that. Because anyway, so Ramchandra said, okay, let us find out what adharma is happening in my kingdom. Then he was going along with the Narad Muni and other sages. There he saw one Sudra doing tapasya. Sudra doing tapasya without permission of the Guru. Then immediately Ramchandra took a sword and cut off his head. There the son came back to life. Right? The son came back to life. That is, that is called Ram Rajya. Right? So in Krishna consciousness also, whatever service we do, we should render service with the permission of the Guru, either Siksha Guru or authority, or otherwise it is not like pure devotion service. अपना मनमानी से कोई भी कुछ भी नहीं करना चाहिए. मनमानी करना है तो भक्ति में क्यों आनेगा? Right? One should be very careful. Anyway, Arjuna was there, then he started abusing the king, saying that this king is impious, he's a rascal number one, he should be punished, this and that. Arjuna said, what happened? No, my son died. He said, why? Already 7 sons have died, this is the 8th son. Like that. Then he said, Arjuna said, no problem, don't worry. I am Arjuna. Gandhivadhari Arjuna. I will protect your son. Arey, what nonsense you are talking? Krishna and Balram could not protect. You will protect? Then he is very proud. I am not Krishna and Arjuna. I am Arjuna Gandhivadhari. I will protect your son. If I cannot protect your son, I will do Agni Samadhi. I will enter the fire. Like that. So he went, then Prabhupada says, he stayed there for 9 months. His wife became pregnant and then stayed there for 9 months. Then when the time for delivery came, Arjuna built a wall of arrows all over the place. Then he was standing. He was standing with his bow and arrow for protecting the child. And loud cries have come of the child taking birth. Then after some time, the child has disappeared. Child has disappeared. Then the Brahmana came to Arjuna. आप बहुत बड़े बड़े डिंगे मार रहा था, क्या हुआ? मैं कृष्णा नहीं है, मैं बलराम नहीं हूँ. All that stuff. He said, what happened? Arjuna was shocked. He said, how, the child has disappeared. He built a, wall of arrows and he was standing there protecting. So he went to Yamaloka, he went to Swargaloka, everywhere he went and searched for the child. He could not find. Right? He could not find. Then Arjuna wanted to enter the fire. Say, Krishna. So Krishna said, Arey, you are my friend. How can you enter fire? Come, I will take you. I know where they are. There is the child. Right? Krishna has a very beautiful chariot imported from Vaikuntha. And then 4 white horses are there. So Vyasadeva says, these expansion of these white horses only Arjuna's horses also. They have, because Krishna is driving the chariot of Arjuna. Those white horses, 4 white horses entered. The Amsha has entered these 4 horses of Arjuna. That bolo, tat bolo, 1.14. Very good. आपका हस्बैंड आरती करो, पूजा करो. करती हो? बाद में थप्पड़ मत मारना. That's Tattasvete, in the commentary it is explained that Krishna's chariots, Krishna's chariot has, Amsha has entered the Arjuna's chariot, and the 4 horses, they have, I think Sugriva, Saibya, find out the names, the 4 horses, very beautiful horses, So Krishna made him Arjuna sit on his chariot. This is a very beautiful pastime. You must read fully and elaborately. Prabhupada explained very nicely. What are the names?
Saibya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa, Balahaka.
Yeah. Saibya, Sugriva, Meghapushpa, Balahaka. These are the names of 4 horses of Krishna. Very beautiful horses. And Prabhupada asked, which is the most beautiful animal? So everybody was saying, somebody was saying dog, somebody was saying a cow, because they thought Prabhupada is fond of cows. Prabhupada said, no, horse. Horse is the most beautiful animal. Anyway, Krishna took Arjuna to all the planetary systems. Through all the planetary systems. So he was going through all these planetary systems. Then there is darkness. After reaching this planetary system, he went through all the shells. There are these shells. Do you know? This material universe is a globe. We are getting, so many people are being born, right? Now we have some, in India itself 1.4 billion, right? 140 crores or something. Then total, so many people are taking birth. Then each body has to be formed with earth, water, fire, air, ether. Where are they coming from? Right? There is a reservoir. There is a earth layer. Right? There is an earth layer. And there is water layer. There is fire layer. Each is 10 times more thicker. And then in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, be careful, hear this carefully, that when a devotee is being taken through all the layers, then they were given a tour of all these places, and then millions of times more beautiful than Swargaloka, and then all these lokas, the comforts, beautiful women, so much opulence is there on earthly layer, where Mother Earth lives. And then from there, this element, what earth is there, and then from there, Maya Devi takes a portion of that earth and makes our body. Right? Makes our body. So from there, reservoir is coming. There is a reservoir of this earth element, like that water element. Where from the water is coming? For these oceans and all. From there it is coming. Right? Then Krishna mixed salt so that water doesn't get spoiled. Right? Then Surya Dev evaporates that water and puts in the clouds, and then from the clouds the water comes for drinking. Like that. So this elaborate arrangement is there for our creation and maintenance. And these rascals, they think that nobody is made. There is no God. Right? So please remember, the devotee is made to pass through this earth element. And it is so attractive. If you become attracted, I said, oh, na acha hai. Then they ask, you want to stay back here? Yeah. Then Gaya. Gaya. Then after that, water element. You want to stay here? Because millions of times more beautiful and comfortable than earth layer. Want to stay here? Yeah. Or millions of Gaya. So hear this, be careful. When you are made to pass through all these things, no. You should say no. No means no. आजकल कुछ डायलॉग है ना, no means no. No means no. I say, don't tempt me. Like, you should be able to say no. For that you have to hear Bhagavatam a lot. That's why I keep telling, read Bhagavatam. Right? So they were made to go through, then all this. Then there is in between the material planet, universe, and then Brahmaloka, or this Mukti Loka. This is not this Satyaloka. Brahmaloka. there is a very thick blanket of darkness. That is why this world is called Andhakar, right? This complete darkness, unless sun is there, right? In the night, it's complete darkness. So, because Krishna is acting like a human being, the horses also acted like a ordinary horses. They became frightened. We all get frightened, right, with the darkness. Such thick darkness was there that the horses became frightened seeing the darkness. Right? Then Krishna released his Sudarshan Chakra. Right? This Sudarshan Chakra means Sudarshan. It gives effulgence. Right? That is why every day morning one should meditate on these 4 symbols of Krishna. Shankha Chakra, Gada Padma. Right? Bolo Krishna Veni garu, bolo Sanchintayat. Kaun sa? Jyotsnavir Mahat Hridayandakaram. These are the verses from 3rd canto 28th chapter. Right? You can, of course, I memorized all the verses, but very beautiful verses. One of the verses was Bahubhyam, Mandaragire, Parivartanena, Nirnikta Bahuvalyam, Adilokapal, Sachinte Dashashatara, Asahya Teja, Shankamcha Karapallava Rajahamsa. Right? So these 4 symbols are, the 10 suns effulgence, how much it will be? That much effulgence comes from Sudarshan Chakra. Asahya Teja, Dashashataram. So that is why I am telling you that when you as soon as you wake up early in the morning, you meditate on the pastime of Gajendra. So that time you remember this Lord coming in the Garuda wearing Shankachakra Gada Padma. Right? Shankachakra Gada Padma. That time you meditate on the form of the Lord. Right? Prabhupada writes in 4th canto Bhagavatam also. One should remember this. Anyway, so very important instruction. Very beautiful verses. When you read those verses, all the you can visualize the Lord. The Lord appears in front of you. Beautiful. Anyway. So this Sudarshan Chakra showed the path and effulgent. And then Arjuna was, wondering, he never saw all these things. He never saw all these things. And then Arjuna and Krishna, they were going through, and then as soon as this chariot passed through this darkness and then reached the Brahmaloka, where unlimited effulgence is coming, emanating. And then Arjuna had to close his eyes. When you see the sun in the afternoon, you have to close your eyes. Like that, Arjuna, he was bewildered, wonderstruck, seeing this effulgence. What is this effulgence, What is this Brahmajyoti is made of? Bolo, Sonia? Prabhupada explains all souls. Brahmajyoti means souls, So when the soul actually has got so much effulgence, our soul, has got so much effulgence that when Aghasura was killed, and that soul came out from the body of Aghasura, when waiting, and then all the demigods they saw, you cannot see the soul, right? Because why? One of the reasons is that the soul is covered with effulgence. And such brilliant effulgence light is emanating and then waiting. That soul is waiting outside the body, outside in the sky. So when Krishna came out of the body of the Agasur, that soul entered the body of Krishna. And that Prabhupada says, this Brahman effulgence is made of souls. Souls. And then very beautiful light, right? Everybody become. So Krishna was looking at Arjuna. कैसा है? Right? अब attract हो गया, merge कर देगा. Very it's not easy to go back to Godhead, huh? Lot of, unless you hear very carefully and then remember. That's why I am telling you. Remember the verses, remember Bhagavatam. याद आना चाहिए. हाँ, प्रभुपाद ने लिखा है नहीं, इधर मर्ज नहीं होने का. प्रभुपाद जी ने लिखा है अर्थ एलिमेंट में नहीं रहने का. अदरवाइज वेरी डेंजर, रह जाएगा तो वी लूज मिलियंस ऑफ इयर्स. ब्यूटिफुल प्लेस, more than Brahmaloka, more comfortable, more beautiful, all this. So remember this class and मन में decide करने का कि if I come across all these things, I will say no means no means no. Then Krishna told, my dear Arjuna, this Brahman is a bodily effulgent rays from my body. Krishna explained in Harivamsha Purana. Brahmano hi pratisthaham. Same thing was said in 14th chapter, last verse. Amrutasya avyayasya cha. Shashvatasya dharmasya. Sirasya chaikantik chat. Prabhupada quoted this verse. Brahman, I am the basis of Brahman. What is that Brahman? Huge light, amazing light, millions and millions of times more effulgent than sun rays. We should not become attracted to all these things. Arjuna is not attracted to all these things. And there, he entered a very beautiful palace. Beautiful palace. There, millions and millions of the pillars studded with jewels. And there is a huge, Anantasesh. On that, Lord is reclining. Who is he? Mahavishnu. So they reached Mahavishnu Loka. When Arjuna saw all this beautiful farm and beautiful planet, he was wonderstruck. He said, what is this? If you go to see Trivandrum and then you see Padmanabh Swami, you will become wonderstruck. Wow, itna lamba, beautiful farm, दो तीन गेट याद है किसी को? You went? Beautiful. I liked so much, in sometime in 2001 and all, I started dressing Radha Rasbihari. So I'm little bit proud. I am dressing Radha Rasbihari. ये बालाजी क्या है? ऐसा मेरे को ये पद्मनाभ स्वामी, ये विष्णु एंड ऑल, मेरे को इतना आई एम नॉट सो, आई एम पुजारी, dressing Radha Rasbihari. I was very proud. I used to feel very proud, like that. But Sevatula Prabhu and myself, we went to Srirangapatnam. Right? Srirangapatnam. First time I saw, there are 3 Ranganaths, One is original Ranganath, and then this third one is Srirangapatnam. Second one is Srirangapatnam. I became so attracted. Then I was coming, again and again, there is a line, and then I will take darshan, and then again go back, and again stand in the queue. I said, क्या हो गया तुमको? और इतना अच्छा लगा मेरे को. फिर बाद में श्रीरंगम तो पागल है ये. Padmanabha Swami, it's a very beautiful, Adikeshav also reclining only. There are 3 Vishnus, right? We should go actually. If you want, we can go. Short trip, 3 days. Yeah? We'll go 26th January. Flight. Chutti hai. Because there are, Prabhupada writes in 7th chapter Bhagavad Gita, 4th verse, that anybody who understands these 3 Purushas, he will get liberation. Mahavishnu, then Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and then Kshirodakshay Vishnu. All these 3 deities are there in Kerala, near Trivandrum. So Trivandrum is Padmanabha Swami, and then Adikeshav is Mahavishnu, and then there is one more, Varakkal or some place around 100 kilometers from Trivandrum. He is Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Just like, Padmanabha Swami? Are you sure? No, Padmanabha Swami means lotus flower aata hai na. Yeah, Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Hoi. Tiruvettar. Yeah, Adikeshav is near to Trivandrum only. I saw these 2 places. So, just like we get darshan of Madan Mohan and Govindji and Gopinath, like that, these 3 Vishnus are there in Kerala. We should go actually. I am very fond of both Ananta Padma Swami, then Vaidya Veeraraga Swami. He's a Kanchipuram ke paas hi hai. Vaidya Veeraraga Swami. We should go there. Near Kanchi is there. And then Srirangam. Beautiful. Anyway, there, Mahavishnu is lying and then he's smiling. So Prabhupada writes that Krishna and Arjuna, because they are acting like human beings, in order to set an example to Arjuna, Krishna offered obeisance to Mahavishnu. And then Arjuna also followed. The most, like once Rasaraj Prabhu was saying, do you know who is the most humblest person in the world? I was quoting Prabhupada, this and that. Then Rasaraj Prabhu showed the picture of Krishna washing the feet of Sudama. He said he is the most humble person in the world. Krishna, the more great, like that. So he offered obeisances. Then Mahavishnu started speaking to Krishna and Arjuna that I stole the boys. I stole the boys. Arjuna was shocked. Why? Because what is the name of Krishna that you, Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitayacha. He is Brahmana. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitayacha. So for such a Lord, how can he give trouble to a Brahmana, taking away his sons? Right? So very beautiful pastime. So Prabhupada explained that there are reasons why Mahavishnu stole the boys. Because Mahavishnu wanted to see Krishna. Can you imagine? Prabhupada raises this point. So could he not have come to Dwarka and see? Then Prabhupada, that means even Mahavishnu also cannot have darshan of Krishna without Krishna's permission. Why was he stealing the boys? He was coming personally and stealing the boys because Mahavishnu's dutas cannot steal anything from Dwarka. That is why Mahavishnu is personally coming and stealing the boys as soon as they were born. Why? Because Mahavishnu thought that if I steal the boys of Brahmanas, Krishna will come to rescue them. But Krishna did not, you can just imagine Krishna's love for Arjuna. Even though Mahavishnu was stealing the boys, Krishna did not go to Mahavishnu Loka. But only when Arjuna wanted to commit suicide by jumping into the Agni. Then he said, no, no, you come, I will take you. Like that. So this is a very beautiful pastime of the Lord, where Krishna, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, this is proven that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because even Mahavishnu also cannot have darshan of Krishna. He himself wants to see Krishna. Then he cannot have darshan of Krishna without his permission. Right? So, from after this, what are the realizations of Arjuna? Arjuna was amazed. What, this grandeur, this opulence, the Lord, beautiful Lord, that palace, this Brahmaloka, all these planetary systems, all these layers. Hey Krishna, आपका अद्भुत है आपका creation. Then what was his conclusion? If there is any opulence in this world, it is due because of Krishna. If there is any strength in this world, it is because of. If there is any beauty in this world, it is because of Krishna. Right? All our strength, our beauty, our knowledge, everything is coming from Krishna. We should actually acknowledge that. Not that, I am so great, this and that. Is it clear? Please read Krishna book. I briefly, there are so many other details are there. This pastime is there. Last but one chapter, I think. 89, chapter number 89. Krishna rescues the sons of Brahmanas. Like that. And then the boys were there, the boys were there, and then they were grown up, because 7-8 years back, the elder one was, stolen 7-8 years back. So they were all, Arjuna brought them, all the boys, like that. Huh? क्या हुआ? हाँ? क्लास है? हमारा प्रसाद आया? So that is Krishna. Right? Krishna is the. Anybody, Prabhupada says, Krishna is completely, only the Lord who is completely independent, one who understands that we are all dependent on Him, including Lord Balaram, including Mahavishnu. If you understand this, Prabhupada said, you are Krishna conscious. Right? You are? How do you know that you are Krishna conscious? Huh? No. First sentence is? No. First sentence is? Krishna is completely independent Lord. Completely independent. And everybody is dependent on Him, including Lord Balaram and Mahavishnu also. Okay, any questions, comments?
Sunday of the year.
क्या?
Today is the first Sunday of the new year.
तो?
You have given nice guidance.
So you said reading Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam is after lakhs of pious activities, then you need gospel, and then so after reading from thousands of gospel, then you can read Bhagavatam. And now we are reading Bhagavatam or reading. Is it that we are done, or it is Prabhupada's mercy that we are getting the chance to read? How we can understand this?
Utkramantam sitam vapi bunjanam va gunanvitam vimuda nanu pashanti jnana chakshusha. You know this verse? 15th chapter. Only this answer, only Prabhupada can know. I cannot tell. Utkramantam sitam vapi bunjanam va gunanvitam vimuda na vimuda. इसलिए नानु पश्यन्ति. I cannot see where you will go. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha, where you will go. Pashyanti jnana chakshusha. A jnana chakshu, one who has got jnana chakshu, he can see where you are coming from, where you will be going. So when you Prabhupada, you can ask him. Prabhupada said, last 7 lifetimes, I am behind you. You are escaping me. Like that, Prabhupada is chasing all of us.
One question. When Guru Maharaj entered the private chambers of Lakshmi Narayan, they did not get angry at them. They were in fact sorry for the inconveniences caused to them. So how do I pronounce such a
Very impossible. Get me? Huh? That is why he is in mode of Vishuddha Sattva, na? 1% also, if you have that quality.
1% only, how to get that?
Reading Bhagavatam? There is only one solution. I give to everybody. Huh? I will not even say chant Hare Krishna. I will say read Bhagavatam. If you read Bhagavatam, you will chant also nicely. Prabhupada said, you become addicted to reading Bhagavatam so that you can chant nicely. Yes, sir. This is, Prabhupada wrote this in Chaitanya Charitamrita 7th chapter. Become addicted to reading Bhagavatam. Every day. Not a day should go without reading Prabhupada books, either Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita or Bhagavad Gita. Not even one day should pass.
You mentioned Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur commentary that Lakshmi Devi also understood the heart of Krishna. She didn't show any abnormality. Rugumani could understand it. But we hear the story that Lakshmi Devi left Vaikuntha because of that reason. Rugumani.
There is another story that Lakshmi Devi was upset. Balaji, all that stuff. But they are, whatever is written in Bhagavatam by Acharyas like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that is the highest, maybe Kalpa Veda. But,
That is the way.
huh?
That is one reason for us, he has come down.
Yeah. Yeah. That is, there is a story that Bhrigumuni, because Lakshmi Devi became upset with Brahmanas, and then that is why they become poverty stricken and all that. Any other questions?
Why exactly did Ramchandra cut off the Shudra's head?
Because a Sudra, everybody, according to Varnashram Dharma, everybody has to follow their own occupational duty. So, occupational duty of Sudra is to render service to Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas. So, they are not allowed, they are not qualified for doing tapasya. If they have to do tapasya, they have to take permission from a Brahmana. So, that Sudra did not take permission from a Brahmana, and on his own he was doing tapasya.
But he was meditating on the Lord, right? Like Upjaya.
Which is not allowed.
No, said he was meditating on something else because he had some bad intention that after doing austerity, he will get powers. So that's why he was.
Whatever, yeah.
See, unqualified people, if they get the powers, they will not use it for
Yeah.
the purpose of the good of
Yeah.
the people. For example, if any resistance become very good, nuclear science and all, what he will do? He will destroy the world. He will
Yeah.
not use it for the purpose.
Yeah. That is the thing. But it's not that no Sudra has ever, Krishna himself says, Mam hi partha vyapashritya epishu papayoniya sriyo vaishya tata sudra tepi yanti param gatim. This verse was misquoted because they think that Vaishyas, Sudras and women are papayoni. It's not like that. Vaishya, Sudra and women and papayoni. Papayoni means all these Kirata, Hunandra, all these people. Papayoni. They are papayoni. They are also qualified, just like Guha. He became qualified to worship Ramchandra. So nobody, but everything, once what happened, I will tell you, some people, in our group also, they go for yatras, left, right, center. Prabhupada, there is one pastime. Once, Prahlad Maharaj came to Naimisharanya. So there one sadhu was sitting along with carrying some weapons and doing, dhyan. So Prahlad Maharaj became very angry. He said, this is not bona fide. How, if you are a sadhu and a brahmana, why are you carrying weapons? Then that sadhu said, who are you to tell me? Then there is a big fight. Some 21 days, some fight happened. Then later on, came to know that he is Vishnu only, doing tapasya. So Prahlad Maharaj could not recognize his Lord doing tapasya because it is said in Markandeya Purana that he came for Tirtha Yatra without permission of his Guru. आजकल तो कोई परमिशन की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, बस किधर गया मायापुर गया, किधर गया वृंदावन गया, किधर गया श्रीनाथ जी गया, है किसका परमिशन? कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, मेरा मन का परमिशन. Right? If you without permission of a guru, if you go to for Tirtha Yatra, you won't get benefit.
You get named when you take devotion service in the ISKCON. So now you got name Ramrup. So what is your earlier name?
Shivram.
So could you just Ram का ये अभी अयोध्या में अभी एक जन्म आ रहा है, मंदिर बन रहा है साथ, तो it's a very good time for you. You are a Ramrup. You have given nice.
10 लाख रुपए दो, मेरे को कोटा दिया है. 10 लाख रुपए कलेक्ट करना है. Ram, we are doing, a big program, no? 3 crores our budget. For 1 month we are running a camp in Ayodhya and distributing prasadam for 5,000 people every day free. And then distributing 2 lakh Gitas free of cost. So that is actually 2 lakh Gitas, whatever it is. Then prasadam every day. So 10 lakh रुपए दो है. अभी तक एक पैसा कलेक्शन नहीं किया. मैं बोला नहीं करेगा मैं. कितना अभी